Whew, so how about that Digital Circus episode, guys? Holy shit! I won't spoil anything, We were late tonight because of that. Also, why isn't my now playing capturing correctly? God damn it. Why must you always do this to me? Let some more people trickle on in. But yes, I decided to delay my stream tonight because of the Digital Circus premiere. I was also watching. And we will be having a discussion stream tomorrow. I'm probably gonna rewatch it a couple of times, but I will say, my favorite episode so far. My favorite. Absolute favorite. It looks like the animation got an upgrade again. Kane's voice actor was fucking killing it. He was hilarious. He was captivating. I can see why it's his favorite episode. He really got a spotlight there and got to go all over the place with his performance. Really, really good shit. Really good shit. So, I'm a little more confident now that the final episode is gonna recontextualize everything. So, we'll see, I guess, we'll see. But I've definitely got more of a positive outlook, on the show again, so... Probably around 5 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be doing a discussion stream. So, I'll probably schedule it later tonight. I just gotta make a thumbnail. I gotta pick... Yeah, that villain song! Oh my god! Yes, Kane gets a song in this episode, and it's so good. I almost said something that was kind of spoilery, though, but Kane gets a whole song and dance number. Like, vaudevillian song and dance number. It's fantastic. It's like something out of Has-Been Hotel, I will say that. So, yes. But tonight I decided we were going to revisit our old pal, Jordan River. I can't get enough. He's almost on the same level as Yondev to me, where he's just kind of fascinating. He's just kind of fascinating. I know we all want to talk about Tadak. We will be discussing it tomorrow, on a stream tomorrow, okay? Just to give everybody a chance to watch it. But yeah, it was... God damn, it was really good. It was really, really good. But yes, we're gonna talk about Jordan again today. Oh, Jordan. So Jordan, apparently made a series of conspiracy theory videos. And I've never seen these, because, like, I've seen a lot of his spirit science videos and other things. We were watching some of his newer stuff recently, but I have never watched these. Now, he claims some of them were banned by YouTube. He does have it as one long 3.5-hour video. I am not watching a 3.5-hour video on stream. Knowing me, that would be like a 24-hour stream. So we're just gonna watch the singular videos of it, regardless of if he has more information in the longer cuts. So we might just do the first 3 tonight: the holographic demiurge, aliens, and integration with technology. If we get through those kind of fast, we might do 1 or 2 more. But yeah, this is probably going to be a 2-parter, so... And we'll see if he has music in his videos, because otherwise I'll just play my music. But yeah, I guess we'll get... Yeah, it's just... After watching that one random video where Jordan just tap danced around admitting to being an anti-vaxxer, I kind of got interested in these, and I have a feeling he's going to try to tie together every single conspiracy theory that's ever existed into, like, one big lump, like he did with the Human History movie. So, yeah, we're just gonna get into it. I'm just gonna leave supers open for now. I'm expecting this to be a smaller stream tonight, since spirit science is just a hyperfixation of mine. Alright, let's just start.
Started. There's a special announcement at the end of this video for how you can get early access to...
Please make it not your rap album. Remember last time we had to suffer through the spirit science rap? If you don't remember, I have a short about it.
More episodes of the Conspiracy Theory of Everything.
In fact, I should just go play that short right now. I might have also been puffing during the Digital Circus. I might have pre-gamed. I might be a little loopy tonight. Here, this is what we had in store for us last time. Why the fuck is there a rapping patchman? I'm very scared right now. Please tell me, did Jordan rap? Oh my god, you guys, it's on Spotify. Ascended Masters rap. I'm afeared. I'm afeared right now. But let's hear what the Ascended Masters rap sounds like.
We can make an Ascended Masters rap song.
I don't even know if I can rap.
I'll tell you what, I'll get things rolling, then you...
Don't let Jordan rap! Oh god, guys, it's happening! It's happening! happening? I think this is gonna have to be the last thing we look at tonight, because this might kill me. And it was.
It's Patch, and I'm talking to you. Never done a rap before, so hey, this is new. There's so
hear me
many
crying
gods, and they
a little
all
bit.
came from one. That's the point of life, you see, and that is where it's at. This is Patch dropping the mic and saying that is that.
Oh, I guess he can rap.
No, he can't, and neither can you. Anyway, why the And yes, the other guy who's a new age rapper is white. He's very white. He gave himself a more he gives a more Middle Eastern sounding name, but he is very white. I'll just say that, as if you couldn't tell. So are you saying to mute it, or that you couldn't hear anything, Phlox? No, you guys heard it. Okay. So yeah, isn't that just the whitest rap you've ever heard in your life, you guys? Okay. Anyway, so that's what we ended on last time, and now he's gonna tell us all about conspiracy theories. So here we go.
Everything for free on a platform guaranteed not to censor it. Please stick around till the end and enjoy our
I think he was getting censored for being like anti-vax and talking about COVID. I don't know.
first chapter in this brand new series.
Okay, he does have music. We're gonna have to put mine away.
Welcome to what may very well be one of the most important videos we've ever made.
I feel like you're trying
Now,
to
in order
hypnotize
to
me.
even begin this video, I must first establish this disclaimer.
Oh.
This video is a set of hypotheses, an exploration of the world, and while many ideas will be explored, what we are sharing here is not meant to be taken as definitive truth.
Except you probably really want people to. You said that at the end of the fucking human history movie, too. Like, oh, this is all just a theory, but then you talk about it all like it's real, so...
We're not claiming this is entirely made up of facts. Rather, we are attempting to explore a deeper, perhaps darker, area of human consciousness.
What the hell kind of stock footage is this you're showing us? What is this? Ooh, deep. Okay.
And see the bigger picture of what is really going on. Please have your own experience, do your own research, and don't be afraid to go deeper.
I don't need to
down the rabbit
educate
hole.
you,
For
I
the
say in my
truth
video.
is often stranger than fiction. There's no denying that the collective human consciousness is in quite of a pickle today. It is chaotic and overtaking itself and all of nature. Because of the internet, we have nearly real-time access to information, and yet most people are only seeing a particular slice of the story.
Yes.
For example, the algorithms behind what you find when you use Google, Facebook, YouTube, and almost every other social network are designed to show you what you're already looking for, or what the computer code thinks you want to see.
It's a good question if Jordan's a flat earther. I think if he was, he wouldn't admit it, like he won't admit to being an anti-vaxxer. I'm not entirely sure.
Based on other people.
He has gotten more into like Christy things as he went along. He basically went from being like New Age pagan to just like Christianity with some New Age bullshit tacked on top of it, so I have no idea.
People's behavior. Unless you're actively searching for new information, to find something different.
Yes,
or
phone
follow
bad,
someone
Jordan,
who's
phone
creating
bad.
content
Shake your
that
fists
is
at the
going
clouds.
down rabbit holes and sharing what they find, what you get is generally
Doesn't your bullshit rely on this? Somebody immersing themselves in only your crazy worldview so they think it's true?
what you're already accustomed to seeing. You only see what you want to see.
A Talking Movie Bubbles B6 sent a super chat, came from episode 8 of Tadk. Holy crap, that's ending. Who knew that Kinger and Jax would marry each other?
Shh, no spoilers!
At Minebot45 sent a super chat, since you said that a 3-hour video would need like a 24-hour live stream, maybe we can do that for a charity stream one day.
If I was gonna do a charity stream, like watching a bunch of long videos, it would be To Boldly Flee. It would be To Boldly Flee, or all the Channel Awesome movies or something. That would be a 24-hour stream I would do.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat, just got here, what have we covered so far?
Not much. So far it's just Jordan saying algorithms bad, so we'll see where he's going with this.
Further, due to the controversial nature of many ideas, especially those labeled as conspiracy theories, many ideas are not explored by the masses, because when they hear about it, they see that these ideas are ridiculed, and they
They see that my ideas are ridiculed and they're less likely to fall for them. That's bad for me.
write them off as nonsense or dangerous extremism. Following the herd mentality makes it.
I have seen all the Channel Awesome movies at least once. I was a fan of Channel Awesome. I would embarrassingly know who, like, every single one of the people in the movies are. That's another reason why it would be fun.
Easier to dismiss exploring new ideas, so people can easily go along with their lives. This is critical, because the ability to
I love when people use stock footage of, like, crowds and there's one person glaring at the camera.
So people can easily go along with their.
This guy right here, just giving the camera the stink eye, and that's the part of the video you decided to use.
Lives. This is critical, because the ability to change
Oh yeah, I still watch Phalus.
one's belief changes your experience of life, and most people are happy just letting things be as they are. A minority of people are compelled
Most people are just happy to get on with their life and live as comfortably as they possibly can, imagine.
to seek higher truth at all cost. And certainly, most of us know that sometimes it can be very hard to empathize with those who choose comfort over following their passions. As the saying goes,
Please, Jordan, you're just one big grift, my dude.
you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And trying to convince others to think differently only leads to distress on everyone's part. As many ancient texts will suggest, this is not how true wisdom is passed on. This creates a sort of self-created deception and distraction from the bigger picture.
It sounds like one
which
big
is
cope
rarely
about people not
explored.
believing his bullshit.
If you're already familiar with spirit science, we've talked
Oh, I
before
am.
about how everything is connected. This was even a fundamental part of my own awakening, where I had a transcendent experience.
My own awakening. Do you know I had a spiritual awakening? I've transcended. I'm a guru. I take a lot of ashkawanska. Oh my god. Maybe I did smoke a little too much. Ayahuasca. I take a little too much ayahuasca and then decide that Emma Watson is Lady Jesus. I'm a guru.
That all things were one, unified and stemming from and linking to a singular greater whole. Yet today,
I like your
and
stock
the struggle
footage.
of human consciousness is that most people are not seeing it, simply not looking, or not even wanting to look. In modern science today, there are many scientists searching for an all-pervading theory of everything, something that unifies quantum mechanics and the theories of relativity. And so today,
No, I smoked weed, watched the new Digital Circus, and now I'm watching this, so I think my brain is gonna be soup really soon, but, we're just, Friday streams are kind of a different format, you know?
we respectfully present to you the conspiracy theory of everything. I invite you to watch this with the intention of self-reflection.
Okay.
For as is the nature of consciousness itself, pointing the finger and blaming others only creates more of the same cycle that we've.
Isn't that what you're doing? You're blaming others for not buying your shit?
Ironic111 sent a super chat. Is that why he went homeless? Seeking knowledge due at all cost?
Is Jordan homeless? I don't think he is. Or did something change recently?
Been trapped in. Liberating ourselves from the illusion is the only way.
At Mindbot45 sent a super chat. If we end up doing the all-channel Awesome movies for charity stream idea, bring on someone who isn't familiar with Channel Awesome to co-commentate. Tell them nothing beforehand.
I wonder if I could drag Sheev on. It's not a terrible idea. Maybe my friend Skrill would be up for that. She's probably very unfamiliar with Channel Awesome. Or even my friend Celeste. I think she's too young to have known any of them.
To really break free of the shackles that bind us to our lower state of being.
No, Jordan is all the New Age. He read all of the New Age books from the 80s and 70s and made it his entire personality. You know, like, there was that New Age movement back then where a bunch of white people just took, like, a bunch of Eastern religions and kind of flattened them into spiritual mumbo-jumbo. That's what he goes by. Yes, this is Jordan Spirit Science. Let me see if I can... you can't see the logo behind my big fat head. But this is Jordan Spirit Science and his conspiracy theory videos. I was very curious about these, and yes, I know it's boring so far, but we'll see. Wait till we get to the aliens one. That might be a little more interesting. Oh, he's trying to be Mr. More documentarian here, so he's talking softly and seriously, so you know that this is serious business. Most of the other reason I was kind of curious, because this is like a way different format than he usually does for his videos. This doesn't even deserve a captain's log, because this is dead serious. This is a stock footage before he started using AI on fucking everything.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. I wonder what this goober would say about the hollow earth?
I don't know if he believes in hollow earth, but he believes the moon is hollow.
At Miss Jasmine305 sent a super chat. Who the hell starts a conversation like that? I just sat down, also lay tax.
Aren't you ready to hear the conspiracy of everything, Miss Jasmine? Do you know Jordan had a spiritual awakening when he was 19? It made him an expert on everything.
Our conspiracy theory of everything begins first with the demiurge.
The
The
Tesseract?
demiurge is an ancient Greek and Gnostic concept describing a consciousness that is considered to essentially be the creator of the physical universe,
Oh,
but
God.
not the supreme creative force behind all things.
Oh.
A good way to explore this idea is through The Matrix, a science fiction story that suggests everything we think we know of as the real world.
I'm gonna be doing
is
drugs
nothing
during
but an
this,
illusion,
probably.
a false world within which most are imprisoned, unable to effectively identify what is real.
See how he referenced the Matrix? You see how he referenced the Matrix? No one's ever done that before.
As people go about their day-to-day lives, they think that their world is authentic, but that every individual is truly plugged into an artificial reality severed from the real world.
This is gonna be about
While
the
people
reality, like,
suffer,
the
there is
universe being a
tremendous
simulation.
benefit to the ruling overlords, who in the film were a form of AI.
Oh, he's
As
describing...
it relates to us, this AI
He's... He's describing the Matrix like it's a movie most people aren't familiar with. Like, I think even now, most people know the basic plot of the Matrix, right? It's a classic.
is in essence the demiurge. The demiurge was described as a force, a deity, or a consciousness who was responsible for the creation of the physical world and reality. However, in a way, it had...
Ah, damn, you should watch at least the original Matrix. It did change movie making. You'll see the DNA of a lot of modern filmmaking. Maybe not filmmaking now, because everything's flat and ugly and done on a green screen. But films throughout the 2000s, the 2000s and the 2010s. If you watch The Matrix, you'll see a lot of the DNA of how movies were made after it.
imposed itself over top of the true reality, the supreme
Jordan's
oneness
so
that
boring, we're
created all
talking about
things.
different things.
In this, it was a false god who had assumed authority over the world, masking the living beings, namely us, from the...
Oh yeah, that's basically the crux of Gnosticism, that there is a big creator god, but the god that actually created us and the earth is like a lesser evil god. So that's basically Gnosticism.
supreme truth, the highest order of creation, and making us believe that what we experienced as real, the physical reality that we are a part of, was the true, authentic reality, even though it wasn't. Depending on the school and belief of...
Well, it depends what you mean by reality, because when you get down to, like, atoms and particles and stuff, reality is completely different and doesn't make sense the way we understand it on our level of physicality. So, I mean, you could, like, look into stuff like that, Jordan, instead of all this New Age mumbo-jumbo. You could look into theoretical physics. You have the crazy brain for it. You could have put it to some good use.
different Gnostic sects. The demiurge was either seen as something malevolent, deliberately trying to deceive us, or something that was simply ignorant or misguided
You say, why do you need two fucking gods? But most early religions were polytheistic, don't forget.
of its place in the universe and the rest of creation, which led to us becoming lost in the illusion as a result. Said in simple terms, the demiurge was the force behind the physical universe, but within our consciousness, so long as we perceived that which is physical to be real, we were slaves to the illusion of the false or at least incomplete reality.
Yeah, so he's just explaining Gnosticism.
Ed Cosmic Wooly sent a super chat. Say it's wrong to put people in Matrix. Just thought I should remind you so you don't do that. Because it's bad to put people in Matrix.
You're right. The film didn't emphasize how bad it is to put people in a matrix. So, it's bad for that. It's a bad old movie that's problematic.
To that end, these ancient people, at least those who are part
Why are
of
you
the
subjecting
ancient
me to
mystery schools,
rotoscoping?
believed that the physical
Gross.
reality was an illusion. They sought to liberate themselves from the illusion of reality through varying spiritual practices, from meditation to plant medicine ceremonies and everything in between.
Plant medicine ceremonies. He means ayahuasca.
In order to connect with higher realms of existence and break free of the false world by finding the truth, the supreme oneness within. This is because even the demiurge and the physical universe still stemmed from the supreme oneness, and the light of truth could be found within. Known to the Gnostics as Sophia, meaning wisdom in Greek, it was the act of awakening this divine spark within us that would return us to the higher realms, which became the ultimate goal of many Gnostic schools. This is where we find the roots of enlightenment and light concepts from around the world, which teach—
So is he explaining all this just to set up that AI algorithms are kind of like the demiurge? Is that where he's going with this?
that within this world of suffering, we can release ourselves from the illusion through various forms of mastery and self-discipline.
I mean, Gnosticism isn't even the only, belief system that does that. That's also very much a part of Hinduism and Buddhism.
Both physical, emotional, and mental. This, of course, takes considerable effort and intention to do so. In essence, transcendent
Now he's
people
got all
do
the
what
yoga
is hard,
stock footage
and that's why
in
their
here.
lives are easy. People in suffering do what is—
I want to say I'm an expert on Gnosticism, but I have been interested in comparative religion, just mostly from an anthropological point of view. So I did. I also had my own Angel and Demon series when I was younger, so, I read up a lot of that sort of stuff.
easy, and that's why their lives are hard. Fast
At SoreHeart520 sent a super chat. I'm getting ideas for stories for some reason.
Well, hey, if nothing else, yeah, take some of these scraps of things he's talking about and go look into them for yourself, and maybe you could base your own fiction on it. Like, maybe Jordan will be good for something.
forward to today, there is a tremendous volume
Yeah,
of
it's his
voices
meditation
from across the
ASMR
internet,
voice.
exploring ideas, concepts, and sharing a metric buttload of memes. But amidst the voices
Metric buttload of memes. I was hoping he would say crazier things, though. Even if in a calm voice, he might still say some batshit insane things.
of the masses, we find a new concept emerging and being discussed in scientific and even some mainstream circles. An idea that proposes that the entire universe as
I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't have a cult, and I would not be surprised if Jordan River one day becomes a cult leader. I would not be surprised at all.
we know of is actually a hologram or a simulation of some kind.
Are you saying reality is a hologram? That isn't where I thought you were actually going with this. And thank you for the 10 gifted subs, Giselle. And also Shark Jumping Walrus earlier gave 10 gifted subs. So if you go to Discord and go to connections and connect your YouTube channel to your Discord, it should dump you in my server.
Emerging
What did
and
he
being
say?
discussed in scientific and even some mainstream circles. An idea that proposes that the entire universe as we know of is actually a hologram
Why would it be a hologram, though? Do you know what that word means?
or a simulation of some kind.
Yeah, holograms and simulations are not the same thing.
Scientifically speaking, if we look at the cosmos from the perspective of quantum mechanics, there is a general acknowledgement that we really don't understand the universe like we thought.
I would say spirit science is more of a movement that has the potential to spawn cults. I wouldn't call it a cult because they don't really have a centralized leader.
We did. We are seeing the building blocks of the universe, the subatomic particles, the waves, behaving in ways that do not make sense.
I can't even
in the
pay attention to what he's
context of
saying
classical
anymore. I might be a little
mechanics,
too high
which
and he might be a
reveal
little too boring.
discrepancies in the laws of physics.
Oh, look at the pretty
Yet,
kaleidoscope.
the laws of physics still stand and apply in a practical sense when talking about our macroscopic world. But the fabric of the reality
He's just
that we
saying
live in
words. You're just saying fucking macroscopic holograms. I don't think you actually know what the fuck these words mean.
operates by rules
What's up, Marpainter? I also have these streams on Fridays, though I started a little late because of the TDAC premiere.
that we have yet to uncover.
No, he thinks he's smart. He just says big words that he doesn't even know the fucking meaning of. It's That's another reason why I find him really funny.
The holographic universe seems in principle to be very much like how you might expect a movie and a projector to work in tandem. When you watch a movie, you enjoy it linearly,
No, his next video is gonna be Poor Man's Ancient Aliens, don't worry.
going through it one frame at a time, usually at 24, 30, or 60 frames per second.
Where's this
The
analogy
stories on
going?
the screen follow a narrative of some kind, and generally speaking, there are definite laws that make up the universe you are experiencing in the film. Yet, the quantum world,
I mean, unless it has, like, really bad world building, then no.
on the other hand, is like being able to observe the entire roll of film timelessly at any point, which
I get it. He's interested in quantum physics, but he's not smart enough to actually study quantum physics, so he started doing this, this woo-woo shit instead. Did we just get more gifted subs? Thank you. Or those just come in late on my end.
includes
He
zooming
lost the plot. He never had the plot.
in on individual frames, playing things backwards, forwards.
Why am I looking at
the
Scarlett
sequels and
Johansson? Why am I
prequels
being
all
subjected
at
to
the
her?
same time? The particles and waves that make up our reality are non-linear and could potentially imply notions of retrocausality. And while
Particles are non-linear and could result in retrocausality. That is a completely incoherent sentence. I'm not crazy, right, Space Frog? You're the scientist here. I'm not crazy. That made no sense, right? Like that is a completely incomprehensible sentence. I'm not just high. I mean, I'm not a scientist, but I feel I have above average science and medical knowledge. So, you know.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. His words mean nothing and his voice sounds like white noise. I think we need an ara to break up the monotony, please.
You're right. Ara mama. There you go. That's one of my NPC, my NPC streamer moves. You can only get me to do that with a super chat. Otherwise, I'll always say ara. Nothing's wrong with Scarlett Johansson. I'm just being funny and I'm goofy tonight. Yeah, particles are non-linear, which leads to retrocausality, which means causing things in the past. Jordan, what the fuck does that mean?
they too follow their own set of laws, they are different from the world
Or I should say, what the onk does that mean? You gotta remember the joke Marty Murr started.
we exist in at a macro level. Another example of this is found in computer code. What you are seeing on your computer or phone screen at any given time is a filtered projection of what is really going on underneath the surface.
So the universe is kind of like a graphical interface unit. Okay. Cool.
At Balonic 111 sent a super chat. Jordan, I refuse to believe you understand quantum physics. Experts don't even understand it.
Exactly. Even the top experts in the field don't fucking understand what's going on at the quantum level.
Designed to be easy for you to interpret. Yet, under the surface of these machines...
Yeah, because people design interfaces that are then shown to us through pixels of light on the screen, and it's determined by a code. And you could compare that to the universe, how atoms and molecules make up everything, which is a bit like code, and DNA is a bit like code. Like, you can make that analogy, but Jordan, we built computers and code and things based on the natural world around us. Because what else do we have as a frame of reference but the natural world around us? I hate when people, like, work backwards like this. It's like, whoa, computers are kind of like the human, or the human brain is kind of like a computer. It's like, yeah, we designed computers to mimic the human brain in a way, because, you know, we know what that is. This is a thing we have an understanding of that we've observed in nature. Like, every tool we've ever made... Everything we've ever made has been from an observation of nature, and nature just is, you know? That's my take on things anyway. I mean, I'm an atheist, so you can have your own... Yeah, you have your God, you have your explanation. My explanation is nature just is. Like, something can just be is, you know? It doesn't need something intelligent to have put it into motion.
Machines. There
Oh wait, we got a super coming.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Quantum Mania is more understandable than this.
Yeah, that has a real good understanding of what the fucking quantum is.
is a computer language that is incomprehensible to nearly everyone.
Yeah, I doubt he's read Hawkins' A Brief History of Time. No, he only reads, like, Melchizedek and all of those other New Age woo-woo people.
Languages like binary and machine code are too simple to make complex algorithms effectively in. Instead, programmers use...
Well, machine code as it exists now, yeah, but, I mean, we're gonna keep developing it, dude.
higher-level languages designed to be understood by humans to write code that is then translated into the lower, base-level machine code and then binary at the bottom.
Why do you think machine code is lower level? Machine code in binary is far more efficient than, like, English. When it comes to, like, communication, it's way more efficient. What do you mean? It's actually, like, a higher form of communication. If we could, like, communicate to each other in binary, things would probably be a lot easier.
What you are seeing when you look at your phone or computer monitor ultimately comprises mountains of ones and zeros that lay under the surface of the digital world.
Well, I mean, not your screen. Your screen is either, like, a crystal display or... You know, it's shining light through little bits of crystals to show you an image. The ones and zeros are in your hard drive and your motherboard.
Just like what is under the surface of our own reality. You might be familiar...
Oh, did I have a dip? Did I have a dip? Did Scarlett Johansson also have psychic powers to come at me for talking shit? Damn it.
Ancient wisdom teaching, as above, so below. A concept that applies...
Ancient wisdom teaching? That's from the Bible. Like, there are many things that predate that.
of our own reality. You might be familiar with the ancient wisdom teaching, as above, so below.
I swear he's just Christianity plus, but he kind of hides it. You know, it's very strange.
A concept that applies on several levels, describing that which exists in higher realities is a mirror of lower ones. So
you're just writing Bible fan fiction, yeah. No, I'm definitely unlocking more than 10% of my brain. I'm smoking even now.
With machine code and binary, ultimately all of
I've had drunk streams before. This is gonna be a high stream.
that computational code is equal to and actively creates the digital experience on your devices.
Digital
But they are
world.
two entirely different paradigms. This is the great challenge of modern
I hate people that use the word paradigm, and they never use it correctly. They just think it sounds cool and crystally. I don't know.
science today, unifying quantum mechanics and general relativity, because we are unable to comprehend yet how the physical world and tangible substance, continuity, gravity, life, time, and consciousness emerge from this flux field of quantum.
Those are all very different things. Like, consciousness, yeah, we don't have a very good understanding of, but we have a pretty solid understanding of gravity. Like, why would you think we don't? We know how the fuck gravity works. Like, we can predict how gravity works in pretty much all situations. Yeah, so that's not the same thing as consciousness. I'm just gonna be high and mad at this, I guess. That's what we're doing tonight.
Which appears to operate by an entirely
Paradigm City. It just sounds cool, you know?
different set of laws related to statistics and probability.
This is probably worse for you, Space Frog. It's probably worse for anybody with an actual science degree.
Yet, like with machine code and computers, are they really so different?
Are machine code and computers really so different? Well, what we call a computer now is the physical hardware, and then the machine code is inside that, so... What the fuck do you mean? What are you talking about?
The question then becomes, as many are theorizing today, could our entire reality be nothing more than a simulation? An artificial reality that our consciousness is plugged into?
What do you mean nothing more, though? Would that make life any less meaningful? I mean, that's a question they ask in No Man's Sky a lot.
There are some oddities that have been captured on camera that some people believe are glitches in the Matrix. Now maybe these
Space Fox says he takes this one nugget of fact we still can't unify general relativity and quantum mechanics and extrapolates to insane degrees. Yeah, well, yeah, everything gets weird at the quantum level, but as far as above the quantum level, we understand how fucking gravity works.
These oddities are fake. Who knows? But as an example, we do have this curious clip of a
fucking magnets, how do they work?
bird who is perched in midair without moving.
He's so
before
boring.
flying away. There was also
What?
this news footage from Russia several
You think... Oh, this was proven fake. This apparent found footage of a kid floating. He's taking it serious. Of course birds can hover in the air. Birds can hover in place. Are you dumb?
clip of a bird who is perched in midair without moving.
You see the wind? Do you see the wind, Jordan? You see the wind on that flag? The bird is flying against the wind, which makes it look like it's staying in place. Very easy physics to understand.
Before flying away. There was also this news footage from Russia several years ago.
And this
that
is fake
someone
as shit.
caught an individual levitating on camera. But when the guy with the camera called out to them, the girl dropped down and ran away.
Yeah, it's because it was fucking staged, Jordan, that's why.
Now, again, I'm not trying to say this is hard evidence of a real-life matrix, but it certainly compels curiosity. And this is what it's really all about. Humanity living in the question, in the mystery of life. And these strange occurrences...
Yeah, I'm surprised
beg
that
us
Jordan
to
doesn't
ask the
understand
question,
wind. I'm surprised he doesn't have, like, a spirit science episode like, what is wind? We can't see it, but we can feel it. This is much like the quantum particles and the frequency of the paradigm of the Merkaba of the, you know, that kind of shit.
What is the true nature of reality? Now, on that note, I encourage you to please do your own research. And
On that note, after I said a whole bunch of shit that makes no sense and a bunch of word salads, please do your own research, because I didn't do any.
go down these rabbit holes yourself and make up your own mind. In this way,
No, you shouldn't go down a rabbit hole and just make up whatever you want. That's inadvisable.
A Chip Manly 1 cent a super chat. Gravity is a harness. I have harnessed the harness.
Is that from something? That's funny as fuck, though.
you become a conduit of free thought rather than following in the herd mentality of that which has been established for you by the
Jordan, free thinking isn't just making up whatever you want to be true. You know, there's nothing wrong with believing something based on evidence or changing your mind based on new evidence. That's kind of the whole scientific method. You know, as more data comes in, you change the theory and the model. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. But you start at your conclusion and try to work backwards, which is the opposite of the fucking scientific method, which is why you shouldn't have fucking science in your name. But okay.
powers
I'm
that
getting
be
mad.
and society at large. Even if the laws of physics as we know them today say that this is impossible, levitation or birds perched in midair, we also know that the laws of physics are incomplete. We don't even know
Yes, Jordan, we don't completely understand physics, especially at the quantum level. That doesn't mean it's going to be magic.
how to properly fit gravity into our standard
This
model.
is just a God of the Gaps argument without God. Like, well, you can't explain this one part of science, so obviously my magical bullshit is true there. And it's like, no, we just don't have a full picture and understanding yet, Jordan. And then the gaps will keep shrinking, and every gap he'll just say, oh, my magical bullshit fits in there then. And it's like, no, Jordan. Your magical bullshit is never gonna be true, Jordan.
of physics, and perhaps unlocking these secrets will change everything for us. And this brings us to our primary key, where we begin with our
Bro is just
conspiracy theory of
yapping.
everything, the basis from which everything to come will build off of. The Demiurge is, in essence, a lesson about the illusion of reality. That the entire world as we conceive it to be is based on what we perceive with our physical senses.
Okay, so walk into traffic and try to not perceive the cars and see what happens, Jordan.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Gravity. Demiurge. The Matrix. Anyway, give me money.
I mean,
Jordan.
yeah, that's this whole video while he's just sitting there, like, waving his arms, like, woo! That's why we call it woo-woo, by the way, because it's just them waving their arms going woo, you know, so, yeah.
which is a limited experience of the totality of that which exists in the whole universe. This idea suggests that the illusion of the cosmos is incomplete, and as long as we believe in only it by itself, we too shall remain incomplete.
Sure, Jordan. And Jordan can complete you for the low cost of $99.99 for his classes, yeah.
At Plasmamu sent a super chat. That girl floating was part of the Blair Witch Project movies,
Oh, was
and
it?
the other one was like a cackling. You need rewind the VCR tapes to figure it out.
I see. So I knew it had to be staged somehow, because it just looked like it was, you know? You can always tell when, like, found footage is staged, because, like, everything is perfectly framed still to see exactly what's going on, you know? It's that's how you can usually tell it's bullshit.
We are living within a
Or like, cell phone videos online. If you have to ask yourself the question every time, who is filming? And why is no one acknowledging who is filming, if this is real? That usually means it's fake if nobody acknowledges the camera person.
real universe, yes, but there is more to the cosmos than just that. And as long as we choose to believe in this limited reality, we will continue to perpetuate its existence. It is only by embracing that which we don't know and asking the right questions can we break free.
And that which we don't know that you want us to embrace is your stupid bullshit that you're going to charge us money for, so, yeah.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Reality is an illusion, the universe is a hologram, by Goldby.
I know that quote, I just don't know where it's from either, but yeah, I know that one. Yeah, if the universe is a hologram, why do I need to give you money for your spirit science classes, Jordan? Can't you just like defy reality and like conjure money or never need to eat again or whatever?
Free of the fetters that bind us. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not Thoth, not Thoth! I told you! He gets all of his information from these 70s and 80s New Age fucking books that are just a load of horse shit.
The fetters that bind us. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth the Atlantean, there is a great deal of discussion that describes the human—
And Thoth was an Atlantean now? I thought he was an Egyptian god. How is he also an Atlantean, or did the Atlanteans become the Egyptian gods? What are you fucking saying?
soul as a light trapped in the veil of the night. A metaphor suggesting that the night is the illusion of separation.
You actually believe something's a metaphor and not like 100% true spirit shit? That's impressive.
The soul disconnected from the supreme oneness, or simply trapped in illusions in general. Basically anything that is not the highest truth. It is the unilluminated mind that actively creates the reality that it perceives to be real.
You guys are all just unilluminated, not like Jordan. He's super smart and sees past the Matrix.
And as such, humanity lives out its days in the dark, veiled—
Yes, a lot of people have told me Armored Skeptic has become a conspiratard these days. We might have to look into that sometime.
in the illusion of one's own beliefs, disconnected from any higher reality. This was portrayed excellently in Marvel's Doctor Strange, when Steve—
Jordan, fucking cash grab Marvel movies are not reality. They're not telling you spiritual secrets, Jordan. You understand these are Hollywood movies, right? They're not giving you secret wisdom from the universe. I hope you know that.
Steven denies anything beyond the material universe, and then is shown a glimpse of the multidimensional nature of reality.
It's fiction, Jordan. Jordan, it's fiction. You've never heard the term conspiratard before?
That thoughts are things. He is shown that all of us steer the reality field by our conscious intent.
Jordan, it's a movie, Jordan.
But yet, as we become complacent in the creation of our lives,
Benedict Cumberbatch is the key to all of this.
we give up control of the driver's seat. But then the question is, who is driving the ship? Literally
I don't think anybody is driving your ship, Jordan.
anyone and everything else. Carl Jung called it the collective unconscious, the collective mind.
Don't you fucking talk about Carl Jung. I don't, agree with a lot of Carl Jung's stuff, but I do find his philosophy very, very interesting. And it does make for a good framework for fiction. Like, Serial Experiments Lain, which I love, is very, very Jungian.
Field of everyone whose thoughts and feelings influence our own very decisions and actions by the concentration of their energetic weight. Whether it be the media, the news, advertisements, what your family or friends tell you, or things that you just happen across on the internet. Ultimately, all of it is processed by our egos, which shape who we think we are as we disconnect further from the nature of our being.
Now you're talking about psychology, basically, and the problems we have still being biological animals, but living in this civilization we've created that we're not exactly built for. That has nothing to do with spiritual unreality mumbo-jumbo. That's just the human condition.
So the question then becomes, what is the truth? What is the higher reality? And how do we connect with it? The ancient wisdom teachings describe that the quest for wisdom, or enlightenment, or the true nature of...
The ancient wisdom teachings, that's so very vague. It's like Wicca. You know, Wicca was actually just invented in the 1950s. It's just nonsense that was made up recently, just like this New Age stuff.
Being is a continuous journey into the unknown, and the illumination that we are active creators of our lives, not simply beholden unto the preconceived patterns that we've been following in.
The hell is this from?
The great truth we must understand about the demiurge is that we are the ones who actively perpetuate its existence by believing in the physical universe as the ultimate reality. Your beliefs shape the reality that you experience, as Dr. Bruce...
If that were true, why can't I just hold up my hand and have a donut in it right now? Why doesn't that work, Jordan? You know, why...
Lipton has demonstrated through his work with the biology of belief. The beliefs and ideas that we hold in our minds can be scientifically proven to affect how our DNA and cells express themselves. If you believe...
You're gonna start talking about activated DNA or whatever the fuck now.
If you are a lowlife with nothing going on...
Like, I kind of like binaural beats and those kinds of things and isochronic tones, but I don't believe the bullshit that, oh, it activates your DNA and repairs your cells or whatever the fuck it does, just kind of help me concentrate. It's almost like my ASMR.
You will die alone and miserable. Guess what kind of life you will lead? If you believe you can change the world, guess what kind of life you will lead? In order to break free of the limitations that we feel are imposed upon us, we must first believe that it's possible to do so. We must open ourselves to a greater truth, a greater reality, one that is beyond the demiurge, and perceive a cosmic truth that forever changes life as we know it.
Where the fuck were you even going with this? I thought you were gonna say, the internet is like the demiurge. So how is the demiurge itself holographic? You're saying the universe is holographic, which also isn't really a correct use of that term. But... so, this title implies that the demiurge itself is a hologram, Jordan. Which is not your thesis here.
Humanity is not paying attention to messages like this in mass. And there is...
Humanity's not paying attention to my very important messages. This needs to be fixed immediately.
a reason for it. It is a very significant and critical thing, for this one piece of the puzzle must be resolved in order for humanity to truly advance as a species and break free of illusion collectively.
You're right, Billy Donuts is kind of like our Thoth.
Our journey down the rabbit hole is only just beginning.
Ugh.
Thank you.
I hope the next part's funnier.
So much for watching. Now, The Conspiracy Theory of Everything is a massive series, and there's a great deal of content coming. However, if you want to get early free access to our new series before it launches on YouTube, along with a bonus collection of other interesting conspiracy content, please use the link below to get access to our private platform, and together we'll see how deep.
It said free access, but I'm sure there's some, like, actual pay shit. And, does he have a link? Does he have a link to that? No, it's just this fucking Spiritverse Academy again. Yeah, okay, let's see where you actually start charging. No, okay, they just want your email address. Uncensored, unbannable content not available anywhere else. Instant streaming, watch and explore at your own pace. Dive deeper, go beyond the mainstream narrative with research-backed insights. You didn't say any of your research, you just kept saying the ancient wisdoms. It's free! Are you ready? How long is it free for? I ain't putting my email address. I don't want Jordan to have my fucking email. But I know he does charge for things, so... Oh, ban TED Talks, aren't we bold? And he's doing this Matrix shit.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. This stuff feels like the wet dream of Superman villain Mr. McSiesbiglik.
Yeah. I'll take your word for that. Okay, well, let's hope the alien one's is funnier. I really hope it is.
Very recently, several key spirits...
Oh, Patchman is back, but he looks way grumpier than usual. Is he about to say he lost key people in spirit science? Let's hear this.
Very recently, several key Spirit Science episodes were demonetized for strange reasons. Along with the last conspiracy video, our Hollow Earth episode...
Oh my god, he did talk about the Hollow Earth. Oh my god, maybe I can find that somewhere, but he's like, oh, it's strange reasons that my very irresponsible videos spreading misinformation that is actually dangerous to people got demonetized. He didn't even say they were removed, he just said they were demonetized, didn't he? Hang on. Okay, I gotta stop pause handying.
Very recently, several key Spirit Science episodes were demonetized for strange reasons. Along with the last conspiracy video, our Hollow Earth episode was flagged for hate speech, and Everything is Connected was deemed unfit for...
How did you get your Hollow Earth? How did you get your Hollow Earth video banned for hate speech? Did you blame the Jews? I bet you blamed the Jews.
Most audiences and age restricted. Please use the link below to join Spirit Conspiracies.
Yeah, well, they're age restricted, so you can't brainwash, like, impressionable teenagers. Imagine.
Access this content free, just in case it disappears from the public.
Okay, maybe I will have to get a dummy email address and sign up for that shit, because we need to watch this Hollow Earth episode sometime. Maybe not tonight, but sometime.
Look, eye.
Can't believe you were right. Who said he talked about the Hollow Earth? Who said that? I can't believe you called it. Although I will say, if it's Hollow Earth reptilians theory, I will enjoy that. Reptilians is my favorite conspiracy theory because it's just so fucking silly. Da 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 da. So serious. Man, I am goofy tonight. Sneeple, yes, it's all the Sneeple. By Sneeple, he means Jews. Obviously. He hides his anti-Semitism as well as he hides his anti-vaxxiness. So much that you can only just stare at him like dokes. Like, you know he is, but there's no... He's got plausible deniability, you know? So, you just gotta doke stare him down.
The subject of extraterrestrials has mystified humanity for countless generations.
Sure
The
has.
question of, are we alone in the universe, has inspired us to push forward and advance as a species in the search for life in the great beyond. But to this day, judging by the way people generally treat the subject, it would appear that we have yet to make any form of substantial contact. Yet.
Well, yes, because Fermi paradox, basically. Do you know how big space is? Even if there is another intelligent civilization out there, the chances that we would be able to contact each other are pretty slim, depressingly. The other depressing idea is that we are the first intelligent species in the universe, and we will be the ancient aliens to future species.
It would appear that we have yet to make any form of substantial contact. Yet, the awareness of a deeper truth, that something is being hidden from us, is regularly being leaked.
Oh, he's into David Icke. He's into David. He believes the reptilian shit too. He does.
To this day.
Let's just take this super chat.
Adbodiedar8114 sent a super chat. On my third day of my 8-day work streak, so I finally have money during your streams. Have some.
Well, thank you for giving me your money, but damn, I hope you get a break soon. That's crazy. I hope you enjoy this too. We're a little sloppy this stream. We just watched the TDAC premiere. I'm a little high. These videos are kind of boring, so we're just getting goofy now.
Let's start with some basics, which would be UFOs, which we all know stands for unidentified flying objects, or as they're starting to be
Yeah, Space Frog, isn't that this is the most depressing thought? If we are the ancient aliens, we were the first intelligent species in the universe.
called today UAVs.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to pass my doomerism on to you guys.
Or as they're starting to be called today, UAVs, unidentified aerial vehicles.
Well, they're calling them that because people associate the word UFO with extraterrestrial craft, even though that isn't what it means. UFO just means unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean it's from outer space. It doesn't mean it's non-human. It just means it isn't identified. So they had to change that term because UFO became so ubiquitously thought of as an extraterrestrial flying saucer, you know?
It was shortly after the 2 atomic bombs went off during World War II.
Yeah, don't worry, we're not gonna spoil TDAC. No spoilers, no spoilers. We will have an episode discussion tomorrow, though.
That UFO sightings spiked around the world. Hundreds of reports of UFOs began to emerge in the decade that followed the incident. And it was in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, that things got really interesting.
And I'm sure it's just coincidental that all of this was happening during the Cold War, and it totally wasn't people just seeing experimental spacecraft and spycraft from Russia.
Reports of a UFO crash landing in the shape of a flying disc inspired tremendous interest in possible alien activity as the US military quickly quarantined and cleaned up the site, claiming it was simply a weather balloon. This was really the beginning, and today, thanks to modern technology, especially cell phones, we have access to thousands, if not tens of thousands, of seemingly unexplainable UFO sightings from around.
And yet all of them are blurry. You never get a clear shot of one. Even with cell phones, I can zoom into the moon. My friend got a cell phone upgrade to the most recent iPhone from her work, and she was able to upgrade her whole family's phones. First thing they all did was go zoom into the moon and take pictures of moon craters. You used to need a fucking telescope for the quality they were getting, which is crazy. So how come we can take clear pictures of the fucking moon with the latest iPhone, but nobody's had a clear shot of a UFO ever? Explain that one to me. Yeah, cue X-Files.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. I was just about to say / I like the theory that we're too early to interact with other aliens. There's something so bittersweet about this.
Yeah, it's a little melancholic, but I mean, it's entirely possible. I mean, it's also entirely possible there are other intelligent life forms out there, but are they carbon-based? Do they have language, or do they communicate in some other completely weird way? Would we even recognize them as intelligent life if we saw them? Is the other thing. What if they're like a species of gas people? You know, would we even know that they're people? Would they know that we're people? You know? Again, that's the Fermi paradox, you know?
Around the world. My own personal favorite is the Dome of the Rock incident from 2011, where several independent people caught footage of a bright, glowing, and oscillating orb that descended over the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem.
And it has probably 100 explanations before extraterrestrial vehicle. You know, that's the thing. You have to eliminate every other possibility first before we can even begin to start saying it's extraterrestrial.
After hovering over the sacred temple for several moments, it shot upwards with tremendous speed, disappearing into the sky.
Or it was ball lightning. I didn't see it shoot up, I just saw it disappear.
In more recent times, a video that was leaked several years ago was released by none other than the Pentagon, featuring 3 separate accounts of US military pilots attempting to track and follow incredibly fast-moving aerial ships, without any clue as to what they were. Along with curious...
Yeah, just because they don't know what they are, and they're unidentified flying objects, doesn't mean they're extraterrestrial. Could it be an experimental spy drone from some other country that we don't know about because we all have military secrets and secret technology that not even the common people of our countries know about? You know, a lot of things we have now, including the internet, started off as military experiments. So there's lots of technology being developed in the militaries around the world that we're not privy to. So it's very likely that pilots from our government would see an experimental craft from another government and not know what the fuck they're looking at. So again, you have to eliminate all of these possibilities before you go to extraterrestrials. In fact, the first possibility you have to rule out is just the technology malfunctioning. Are they even tracking something, or is it just like a glitch in the system? You gotta rule that out first, too, you know? That's the whole thing about this UFO shit.
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. It's always about simulations and UFOs. Where are the conspiracy theorists that believe the moon is cheese? Where's the whimsy?
You're right, there's no whimsy in conspiracies anymore, man.
This phenomenon like these, we also have a long list of ex-military officials who have either claimed to have seen or even had some level of interaction with these crafts, identifying that not only are they real, but they have no idea what they are.
Yeah, again, them not having any idea what it is doesn't mean aliens. That's another God of the Gaps argument. Well, they don't know exactly what it is, so it must be my crazy theory.
A particular interesting subject in this discussion is the work of Robert Dean, a retired command sergeant major who, after that job, became a ufologist, and had been very public.
Yeah, do you know ufologist isn't like a real, like, expertise? It's just a polite word for UFO nuts. Like, it's not any sort of, like, expertise or certificate or official title, like.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. That's the actual secret of Area 51. Not alien stuff, secret super weapon crafting.
Or they want people to think that's where they're crafting the super secret weapon, so if somebody blows that up, they don't actually lose anything.
About his experiences with UFOs and ETs up until his passing away in
Hey, Billy Donuts, thank you for bringing the UFO donuts!
2018. At one point, he gave a presentation, the full thing of which you can find.
Oh, we've also got a Billy Bacon in chat. Awesome, is that your brother?
Available on YouTube, accounting many of the things that he saw in the military and NASA. The most interesting of which being the story of what happened during the real moon landing. Now, many people today believe that the moon landing itself is a conspiracy, that it was faked because of certain—
Do you, Jordan? Are you gonna start talking about The Shining now or something? Please.
The conspiracy, that it was faked because of certain things that stand out about the moon landing that don't make sense, such as why the crosshairs of a camera are appearing behind a particular object on the screen.
Old shit, man. Like, aren't these printed later?
Or the strange objects in the reflection of the astronaut's visor.
Looks like a smudge.
But what Robert Dean has described was that there was actually a real moon landing. But what happened—
The thing is, if we faked the fucking moon landing, Russia and China would be scrambling to prove it and call us out on it, because we were all in like a moon race together, don't forget.
Was that upon arriving at the moon, what the astronauts found was that it was populated. There were, according to him, little alien people walking all over the place.
Oh yes, this guy definitely sounds reliable. How does he know there were guys walking on the moon? He didn't go there.
Ships flying through the, well, I'd call it air, but I guess they don't have oxygen up there, do they? This was such a shock to the astronauts that after their visit they returned back with 40 rolls of film of what they saw, and NASA supposedly destroyed it. The thing—
Convenient. They all took videos of actual people on the moon, and NASA just burned it. And they paid all the astronauts off, and they've remained quiet about it their entire lives. Sure, buddy. And you know this because you were just in the military? Okay. Sure, dude. Take your meds.
Thinking seems to be that the revelation of this truth was so out there that NASA buried the truth because of what would happen to the world if this was to get out.
But why would they? If we found there was a civilization on the fucking moon, what benefit would it be to hide that? Like, why would they? I don't get it. I mean, for God's sakes, in the fucking late 1800s, early 1900s, people were daydreaming about there being like a Greek-like Martian civilization on Mars. I don't think people would have been as freaked out as you believe. Like, it is like the flat Earth thing, where they have to explain, well, nobody can get to the edge of the flat Earth because Antarctica is a ring around it, and every single country in the world keeps it secret. And it's like, why? To what benefit would that be to anybody? You know, that's always my first question with these conspiracy theories, of what benefit would it be to anybody to do that, you know?
At Miss Jasmine 305 sent a super chat. Now we have 2 breakfast cryptids. Take that, Jordan.
Hell yeah. Also, maple bacon donuts sounds fucking amazing.
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Fave Mythbusters episode destroyed landing myths.
Oh, I forgot that they did the moon landing. That sounds fun, though.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm in support of hiding the truth, but at the same time...
Garbo says if 1960s America discovered moon people, they'd colonize them and teach them capitalism. You're not wrong. Why are we suddenly in control? What's happening?
If this was to get out.
Man, I can't wait for
Now,
Control
I'm not
Resonant.
saying that I'm in support of hiding the truth, but at the same time, think of how many religious beliefs would be shattered from this truth. How much
I'm sure they'd find a way around it. Also, who cares?
chaos would be caused if all of a sudden our entire global paradigm was to change.
The chaos! People would be running through the streets going, Moon people! Yeah.
In an instant. Again, I'm not saying that they're destroying the footage, if it did happen, was a good thing, but at the very least, trying to see things from every perspective. Specifically, there was an ex-CIA
Just because somebody has a different perspective on something doesn't mean you have to listen to it if it makes no goddamn sense.
operative who spoke with AJ Plus at one point, and she described that the single most important thing that she learned from her time as basically a spy was that everyone believes
What is your proof that this woman on screen whose words you're not even playing is even like a fucking CIA agent? That could be more stock footage.
they are the good guy. So even if this event did happen, whoever it is at NASA who controlled all of the information probably did it believing they were doing the right thing. We will return
Oops, I think I had a dip there for a second.
to Robert Dean at another point soon, because he shared something else that was very interesting. However, first we have to discuss this.
What?
You may be familiar with a man named Bob Lazar, one of, if
Bob
not
Lasagna? No, I'm not familiar with whoever the fuck this Stephen King ass-looking motherfucker is.
you may be familiar with a man named Bob Lazar, one of, if not the first, to come forward with inside leaks about the secret government UFO programs. He claimed to have been hired in the late 1980s to reverse engineer purported extraterrestrial technology.
He claimed. Is there any veracity to his claims, Jordan?
At what he described was a secret site called S4, a site similar to, and rather close to, Area 51. He described that he had access
There's another Area 51 near the actual Area 51 that's super duper extra special, I see.
to a recovered UFO ship, and for several years was attempting to discover the secrets of how it worked. Lazar claimed that the propulsion of the studied vehicle was fueled by the chemical element with the atomic number 115, known today as Moscovium, or E-115, which at the time was named...
Are these real, Space Frog? Is he making these up? I know, the periodic table's getting too big for me.
Unampentium, since it hadn't been created yet. However, it was...
Say unrepentium? Is that supposed to be unobtainium? What is bro talking about?
At Evie Tomato Soup Full sent a super chat. Okay, I gotta stop and get back to studying law. Tell me to leave Psy.
Wouldn't you rather study spirit science? Did you think that'd be more lucrative? Anyway, go study the law. Go study some real shit, man. Don't pay attention to Jordan's bullshit. Yeah, my brain is going hollow as well.
which at the time was named Unampentium, since it hadn't been created yet. However, it was first synthesized in 2003 by a joint team of Russian and American scientists for real. He said that the propulsion system relied on a stable isotope of E-115, which supposedly generated...
So where did this happen, and when did this happen, and by who, and what papers do you have on this, Jordan? It sounds like you're kind of just making it up.
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Fun fact, the chaos in the streets during the original radio broadcast of War of the Worlds was a total fabrication. Radio people made that up for ratings.
Yeah, exactly. People always exaggerate shit like that.
a gravity wave after being...
Okay, Spacebark says those elements are real, but they're artificial and last at most milliseconds before decaying into other elements. Oh, okay, so they're just like, they've proven they're possible, but they can't, like, last more than a few milliseconds. Okay, interesting. That's kind of cool, actually, but I bet everything he's saying about them is bullshit, though.
isotope of E-115, which supposedly generated a gravity wave after being excited by livermorium, element 116, during proton bombardment. He argued that the decay
No, he's a lot peppier as Patchman. He's trying to be, like, super serial in these, but, like, he's always been this incomprehensible.
products brought about by the reaction between the two elements would include gravitons, a hypothetical quantum particle that is thought to be responsible for gravity.
It's a hypothetical quantum particle, so I can just shove my magic bullshit into its gap and say that's what it is.
In his new Netflix documentary, he used the analogy that the craft is kind of like a bowling ball. If you were to put a ball onto a piece of fabric or your bed sheet, and then proceeded to push down on the areas around it, the bowling ball would fall forward into the bends and gaps that you create around it. In this way, the craft would kind of just fall through space by distorting space-time around it, like in a continuous rolling motion.
Yeah, that's, like, theoretically possible, but what's your point?
This is what allowed the vehicle to fly and to evade visual detection by bending light around it. He said it levitated.
Okay, you went from bending space-time to bending light. You know those are two different things, Jordan. Actually, I don't think you do know those are two different things.
To fly and to evade
I
visual
was like, what is light? Light is a frequency.
detection by bending light around it. He said it levitated silently, and when it was activated, he was unable to even put his hand on it, because the force would repel his hand away like a strong gravitational field. According to intel that he received while at S4, the ship, which was one of 9 that the military had access to, was originally from the twin binary star system called Zeta Reticuli, and
Okay, now he's just getting into New Age shit. Is that the Pleiades? Is that the star cluster called the Pleiades? I'm not sure, but I bet it is.
binary star system called Zeta Reticuli, and had belonged to the Greys, which are the most common visual of aliens that we generally see today.
Yes, because they're all part of, like, a hallucination. The best explanation for Greys, other than people are exposed to them and, you know, they have kind of a platonic solid, not platonic solid, but, you know, the platonic alien is the Grey, because the image has been passed around so much, that's an alien in a lot of people's minds. Aside from that, the theory is they're infant memories, or very early childhood memories, and they're just distorted because obviously our brains can't form memories that well at that age. So, yeah, it's like Hat Man. It was a common vision, but the more people hear about it, the more people are likely to see it. So, this is just pareidolia and human pattern recognition, and if you want to get Jungian with it, it's the platonic idea of an alien that's in most people's minds. in the collective unconscious, if you really want to go metaphysical. I don't wholly believe in the collective unconscious. There's no proof that such a thing could be possible. But we also don't completely understand consciousness in the universe, so who knows. But I like the idea of it, but I'm not saying I believe it, but Jordan does. So why isn't he, like, you know, considering that first before extraterrestrials think about the mimetic image of an extraterrestrial in most people's minds being these little gray aliens, and, you know, think about how the collective unconscious could just generate that. You know, if you're gonna get into your spiritual woo-woo.
When you think of what an alien might look like, we even have an emoji for it. We even have an emoji for it, guys. Woo! Explained that the way that the military worked was so secret.
Not a collective hive mind necessarily, Plasma. It's like an intangible link between all humans where kind of like our ancestral knowledge is, and it's like memetics. The more people think about a certain image, the more it becomes like the epitome of the thing it represents. You know, that's a lot of what Carl Jung's theories were. Kind of like philosophical mind shit that isn't like physically real, but kind of makes sense in a weird way, you know? And again, we don't really understand reality completely, so I'm not discounting it entirely, but at this point, I don't think it is true, but I find it to be an interesting idea, you know? That's what I'm trying to say.
Secretive, that they wouldn't even let the various divisions studying the
Control did a lot of Jungian stuff like that, actually. Cryo, objects of power are the platonic ideal, that's what I was trying to say, not platonic solid, platonic ideal of the concept of a particular thing, like the film slide is like the platonic ideal of all film slides, you know, and that's why it's an object of power. So Control uses a lot of that Jungian stuff in it to drive its plot, which is pretty cool.
crafts to communicate with each other, so progress on reverse engineering the technology was very slow. While one group would be working on controls, another on propulsion, and another on, well, you get the picture.
He's talking
But
about
due to this
constructing a
isolation,
UFO, I'm bored.
They wouldn't easily be able to identify how the different parts of the ship were interconnected and
This
worked
is all just sci-fi right now. This is just, yeah, this would make a cool story, Jordan. Jordan, why don't you just write fiction books? Why do you do this?
together, and thus reverse engineering became very difficult. This was especially challenging because supposedly the ship was entirely interconnected. There weren't really any moving parts. It seemed to be one singular solid object. The seat and floor and panels and walls were all one singular material, with no sharp edges anywhere, an entirely different kind of machine than anything we're used to today. Now, after Lazar came out publicly about this, his life fell apart. Many people quickly looked
After he told everybody his crazy bullshit, his life fell apart. Imagine.
into his life and found that he seemingly never had any of the education degrees that he claimed to have had.
Oh, Jordan, how are you gonna explain this away? It turns out he never had any of the degrees he claimed he had. Are you gonna say, like, there was a conspiracy that blinked all of his degrees out of existence, and he totally was, like, a super smart genius, multi-PhD, and he knew what he was talking about, but, oh, reality just made all of his credentials disappear? Well, it turns out he was lying about his credentials, but I still want to, like, use him as an argument from authority. That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how he's gonna get out of this one.
Fell apart. Many people quickly looked into his life and found that he seemingly never had any of the education degrees that he claimed to have had. Yet, upon deeper investigation, documents stored away in his old university proved that he was telling the truth. Bob explained that after he came out public,
Telling the truth about what? The degrees? Or the aliens, Jordan?
the truth. Bob explained that after he came out publicly, he received a phone call from his ex-employers who said, "Do you have any idea what we're going to do to you now that you've done this?"
Of course, an unproven claim that he was threatened by unknown parties, and that's why you can't find any of the degrees he said he has. Sure. Yeah, sure. Do you really think someone would do that? Just lie? Just fucking lie? I mean, I think that's what you do, Jordan. I do think Jordan believes some of his own bullshit. But I think some of it comes from just wanting to be the smartest in the room or an expert or have secret knowledge. I think that's what a lot of it comes from. Listening to the Oni Plays guys talk about interacting with him early on into this stuff and how angry he was getting at them just laughing at it is pretty illuminating.
And for many years, Bob suffered as much of his past was erased, and he was made to look like a fool in front of the masses.
No, this guy's totally an expert. There's just a conspiracy against him to discredit him by making it look like he didn't have any of the degrees he totally got. And you have no proof of any of this. You should have just lied, Jordan. You should have just left this part out.
Now, Bob's story is a very interesting one. My highest recommendation
No, it isn't. He's just a fucking liar.
is checking out the documentary he created with Jeremy Corbell called Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers.
Oh good, he made a documentary about himself and how unfairly maligned he is. Of course he did.
As well as the Joe Rogan podcast that they appeared on.
Oh, he's been on Joe Rogan, guys! Now you know he's legit! Are you fucking kidding me, Jordan? Come on, dude! What makes you think your audience is gonna like someone like Joe Rogan and think that being on his show is a good sign of anything? I would imagine you have mostly hippy-dippy types in your audience. That you've been You've either been getting increasingly conservative or you always were and you just hit it more early on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him.
where Bob goes deep into the story of what happened and what he
He's
learned.
wearing a Breaking Bad shirt. Fuck off.
But Bob isn't the only one to come forward with some fascinating stories. And this
What
brings
other nut jobs who fake their education came forward, Jordan? Tell us.
us to Dr. Stephen Greer, who founded the Center for the Study of Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or CSETI, in 1990 to create a diplomatic and research-based initiative to contact extraterrestrial civilizations, along
Yeah?
with the Disclosure Project in 1993, a research project devoted to disclosing to the public information that the government and military supposedly have had regarding the existence of
I'm
UFOs
getting bored again.
and ETs. The
Oh, I have
organization
smoked
claims to
way
have
too
over
much. I did say I was gonna make this a high
3,000
stream,
confirmed
though.
reports of UFO sightings by pilots.
They had
and over
headband at the
4,000
dispensary today. I
proofs of
couldn't
what they
resist.
described as landing traces, evidence of UFOs landing on the Earth and leaving behind a sort of
Oh, crop circles, out crop circles. Yeah, they're definitely not just made by bored people. Like, I'm bored watching this.
electromagnetic signature. If we pair this with what Bob Lazar said, it's entirely
If we
possible
pair this with what this crazy man who lied about his education said, it makes a lot of sense.
these ships could be bending light, entirely
Yes, unfortunately, Chuck Norris couldn't beat up death, yeah.
visible to us, though perhaps not high-level military scanners. Dr. Greer also appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast many years ago and explained some
Why did all of these guys go on Joe Rogan? Why are you acting like that's like a sign of legitimacy?
very interesting things. What he received from a collection of over 30 documents from the NRO, NSA, CIA, FBI, and presidential briefings.
Where the hell did he get all of those from? He's just a doctor. A doctor of what, even? I'm sorry you had to find out Chuck Norris was dead on the Spirit Science weed podcast here.
Was that the way that these ships work and the way these ETs understand
Hi, Kirbules. I decided to watch the conspiracy theory videos of Jordan's Spirit Science. We all just watched the TADAC premiere, too, and I'm very high right now. So this stream has just gotten goofy.
the universe is leagues beyond our own. What he described was that while today we believe that light is the fastest thing in the universe, this is only a barrier, and on the other side of the speed of light are laws that are governed by some sort of super consciousness.
God of the Gaps argument. That's all that is. Well, as far as we know, light is the fastest thing in the universe, but what if something was faster? And that's where all my mythical mumbo-jumbo exists. Like, you don't... Yeah, like, one of the other doctors he cited was a doctor of chiropractic, which is nothing. Chiropractors are bullshit. Oh, God.
And that it is from this higher awareness that interdimensional travel becomes possible, and you can move throughout the universe.
Oh, so if we find something faster than the speed of light, which we have no reason to believe anything is faster than the speed of light, we could totally just hop to different alternate dimensions. And when he's talking about alternate dimensions, he always, like, conflates it with, like, you know, actual XYZ dimensions. He conflates those two different meanings of the word about these things. It's really frustrating.
And that it is from this higher awareness that interdimensional travel becomes possible, and you can move throughout the universe nearly instantaneously.
Wouldn't we want to worry more about, like, interstar system travel before we worry about interdimensional travel? Stupid.
Without worrying about the speed of light, which is simply too slow to travel at.
Oh god, he's so dumb it's making me drop frames. No! I'm gonna pause until it kind of recovers. Okay, there we go.
If you're going from
The Flash is faster than the speed of light. You're right, Billy Donut, so the Flash must be God.
solar system to solar system, or especially across the galaxy, or even between galaxies. This is incredibly important to us because it's relative.
Space Frog giving us some input. That's where idiots like this don't understand the speed of light is the speed of causality, really, and you can't get faster than that because math. Yeah, I mean, math is probably the greatest human discovery. It hasn't really led us astray, even though I don't understand it, and people who are good at math are basically like wizards to me. I still understand that math is like the language of fundamental reality. It's never wrong, and it's never steered us wrong. It's a very odd thing when you really think about it. You know?
At ActionFan19 sent a super chat. Tachyons are said to be faster than light speed.
Aren't tachyons still theoretical, or did we discover those? I don't remember. Lots of weird science shit's been happening lately. It's all kind of overwhelming.
To the idea that consciousness and conscious thought actively steers the field of reality that creates the experiences that we have. This is a subject we will return to shortly. However, this conversation has one massive implication. You see, one thing that Dr. Greer explained was that the significance of alien life to us isn't really all about ETs at all, but about technology.
Okay, but again, what is this guy a doctor of? Do you cite him down here? Of course you don't. Of course you don't. You didn't even say what he's a fucking doctor of. You just said, oh, he's a doctor. As if, like, the term doctor is just supposed to impress us alone and say, oh, well, he must know what he's talking about then.
The very instant...
A lot of times you get people who are, like, have a doctorate in computer science. And they're trying to, like, present themselves as an expert on, like, biology. And it's like, motherfucker, that's a completely different field.
ETs at all, but about technology. The very instant that it became available would completely transform life on Earth forever. Imagine suddenly being able
Well, I mean, what are you considering technology? Because us, like, the first time we put a rock on a stick to make a spear is technology, technically.
to travel to distant planets or explore the universe. And forget about having power to fuel the entire world's energy requirements forever. You'd have enough power to blow up a planet if you wanted to. This has tremendous implications to it, and may even be part of the reasoning for
Technology means eventually we could blow up a planet? I'm not even gonna go back to figure out what the fuck he meant.
keeping the technology hidden for now. The question arises, is this technology hidden so that only the secret rulers of the world can have it? Or is it because
Who are the secret rulers of the world, Jordan? Does it start with a J?
humanity is not yet ready to inherit such a gift? One final piece in the ET and UFO conspiracy is the concept of the hoaxed alien attack. This comes from the late Dr. Werner von Braun, the top Nazi scientist of Hitler's army, who
Now we are citing, after talking about the secret rulers of the world, we're now talking about the top Nazi scientist of Hitler's army. Oh, Jordan, you're usually more subtle than that. Jesus Christ, I was joking.
of the world can have it? Or is it because humanity is not yet ready to inherit such a gift? One final piece in the ET and UFO conspiracy.
Oh no, don't dip. We all have to hear this. Come on, connection, recover. We all have to hear this. He's gonna cite David Icke next, I just know it. Oh yes, it's the Jewish space lasers Major Tyler Green was talking about. Wow. I'm gonna die.
Is the concept of the hoaxed alien attack. This comes from the late Dr. Werner
Who hoaxed it too? Is it the secret rulers you were talking about earlier?
von Braun, the top Nazi scientist of Hitler's army, who, after World War II, came to the United States to work for the US government. Funny how that happens. And on his deathbed, he theorized that after a war with the Middle East, one day there would be a hoaxed alien attack, which was...
So on his deathbed, he was like, they're gonna totally fake aliens someday. Why? Why would you think that? Who would do that? Why are you even bringing this guy up? I'm just making sure the stream is okay. Because it's telling me some bullshit, but I think it's fine. Why did you even need to bring up this Nazi scientist? So this Nazi scientist on his deathbed said that they're gonna fake an alien invasion. That sounds fake, for one thing. For two, who cares? Who cares what a Nazi scientist thought? What do you... It's Mel Brooks's Jews in space.
is a part of the secret plan to weaponize space and control the world. He actually urged
Whose secret plan to weaponize space and control the world, Jordan? Who are these secret rulers of the world that a Nazi scientist was saying exist, Jordan? Jordan?
Dr. Rosen, his secretary, to thwart this plan above all else, because if it were to come to pass, and space was weaponized, whoever controlled these powers would have complete and supreme control over everyone, and the
This sounds more like the fucking plot of Assassin's Creed 1.
world would fall under the complete control of the oppressors. Now,
Who are the oppressors, Jordan? Are we getting reptilians? Are we getting reptilians? I'll be so happy if we get reptilians. It's my favorite.
subject of ETs does not end there, however, because there is also the reptilian
Yes! We're gonna enjoy this.
Now, the subject of ETs does not end there, however, because there is also the reptilian conspiracy, most famously brought to the public attention by the British conspiracy theorist David Icke.
It sure
which
was.
became one of the most infamous and popular conspiracy theories ever.
Thank you for buying me a coffee. I'm gonna need it after this.
Sparking numerous parodies and commentaries in the media and TV shows. To put it simply, Icke believes that an interdimensional race of reptilian entities known as Archons have hijacked
Wait. They're interdimensional now? I thought they were just like a second race on Earth who live underground. What are we talking about?
the Earth and are stopping humanity from realizing our true potential.
Fucking Elseworlds version of reptilians here. Boo!
He has argued that these Archons are the same beings mentioned in many Gnostic texts that have identified themselves as demons and rulers
I don't know
of the
enough about
seven
David
planets
Icke
in
to
various
confirm or
traditions,
deny that.
mostly having the ultimate goal of
I sense it's Jordan just tying it into Gnosticism, though. I don't know. I just have a feeling.
preventing souls from leaving the material realm. He claims that because of this, they have gone by many names throughout history, including the Anunnaki from Sumerian myth and the Watchers and Nephilim from the Book of Enoch. He argues
This is just Human History Movie 2.0, goddammit.
that human sacrifice to the gods in the ancient world was actually for the reptilians' benefit, especially the sacrifice of children, because he tells us that at the moment of death by sacrifice, a form of
He's using Monsters, Inc. footage for this? Why?
adrenaline surges through the body, accumulating at the base of the brain, and is apparently more potent in
So in the past, we did child sacrifice to the reptilians, even though there were very few civilizations that actually did child sacrifice. So, at least that we know of. But again, he could just say, oh, there was some other ancient race nobody knew about and they did it, yeah.
children, something that is today reminiscent of adrenochrome. Bringing it more into the modern day, he claims that a genetically modified human Archon hybrid race of shape-shifting reptilians, known as the Babylonian Brotherhood, or the
Oh, I see, hybrid people who came out of Babylon, huh, Jordan? I wonder what, ethnicity of people you could be talking about, Jordan. Man, he is really good at tap dancing around what he's actually saying. He did this with the anti-vax stuff, too. He gave just enough that you know he's anti-vax, but you can't prove it. Just like now, he's giving enough to know he's talking about the Jews, but you can't prove it.
reptilians, known as the Babylonian Brotherhood, or the Illuminati or Freemasons to us today, manipulate global events to keep humans in constant fear, so that the Archons can feed off
Oh, and they're not humans, too, huh, yeah.
of the negative energy that this creates. Now, he has also claimed that the members of this secret elite are descended from reptilians coming from the Draco constellation.
There are no planets over there. What are you talking about?
He stated that the reptilians come not only from another planet, but also another dimension.
What planet in the okay. I'm looking it up. Are there any planets in the Draco constellation? Tell me, AI overview. Oh, it does have planets. Okay, I'm an idiot. Notable exoplanets in Draco include the Rocky World, Kepler 10b, Central Ocean Planet. This sounds like a No Man's Sky system. It's 9 stars are known to have planets. Also home to a planetary nebula. Okay, well, fuck you. I guess there are planets there. I don't know my space stuff as much as I used to. Iota Draconis, also known as Edashish. Giving me ideas for No Man's Sky names. Okay, so there are exoplanets and planets there. Though no evidence that any life is on them, especially intelligent life. Intelligent life that has crossbred with humans. So, yeah, again, you can't just say, well, we don't know what's on those planets, so it's obviously reptilians who came here and crossbred with humans to create the Jews. I mean, the oppressive leaders.
The lower level of the fourth dimension, which he calls the astral plane. The one near
The lower level of the fourth dimension. Jordan? The fourth dimension is time. How does time have an upper and lower level? Jordan? You could have at least said fifth dimension or sixth dimension, since we don't really know what those are.
nearest to the physical world. As of 2003, when his books originally brought this theory out, he said that the
This theory from his own diseased brain with absolutely nothing to base it on.
reptilian bloodlines include all American presidents, 3 British and 2 Canadian prime ministers, several Sumerian kings and Egyptian pharaohs, and a whole bunch.
So why is it all the U.S. presidents, but only some of the, some of the Brits? I don't, what? Didn't, like, most Americans are descended from the British Isles, so, or would have that DNA in them, so, what?
bunch of celebrities. Remember when that
And a bunch of celebrities, right, of course, so we can use them to guide culture. Anyone we think has too much influence as a reptile person, yeah.
bunch of celebrities.
I wouldn't be surprised if David Icke is a Nazi, or he's, again, the lizard people are just a stand-in for Jews. That's the whole conspiracy theory. But it's my favorite conspiracy theory because just the idea of, like, reptilian people running around going, tee-hee-hee, we're controlling the world is just super silly.
Remember when that article went viral about how Justin Bieber supposedly turned into a giant reptile in front of everyone?
Yeah, see, this is the other thing these reptilian people do. They look at film artifacts, and they go, oh my god, his eye totally flickered into a reptilian eye. That means he's secretly a lizard person under his skin, when it's literally film artifacts.
Justin Bieber supposedly turned into a giant reptile in front of everyone? Some of the most prominent bloodlines are said to include the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, various wealthy European families, and established families of the eastern United States.
And a lot of their names end in Stein. I'm sure it's just a coincidence.
And the British royal family. In fact, he said in numerous interviews that he saw...
So he's a Holocaust denier. I'm not surprised. Jordan, why are you taking the word of a Holocaust denier, Jordan? I mean, we know why. We know why. But he definitely hides it well.
A former British Prime Minister Ted Heath's eyes turned entirely jet black while the two men waited for a Sky News interview in 19...
So, yeah, I'm sure they have evidence of that, right? Oh, this guy's eyeballs totally turned black while we were standing there. Just trust me, bro.
1989. Ultimately, the global elite make up the top of the pyramid for the reptilians in modern day, all with the intention to keep us sedated and trapped in this reality without gaining a higher knowledge.
Oh, so they're working for the Gnostic god now, too? Why do they do that?
Top of the global elite are what Ike has referred to as the prison wardens, who oversee us in what is, to them, just a prison world. Along with the New World Order, their main goal is apparently to create a microchipped population, a one-world government.
I told you he was an anti-vaxxer. I told you he was a fucking anti-vaxxer. He won't say it outright, but he is.
And a global Orwellian fascist state, a brave new world.
A global Orwellian fascist state. Oh, okay, you don't... It was global in 1984 for one thing. Every country was following this bullshit. But, like, that was just... Again, that was just word salad, but...
Which he claims will be a post-truth era, where freedom of speech is denied.
We are already kind of in a post-truth era with anybody just being able to make up any bullshit they want and expect other people to believe it. Kind of like you, Jordan.
And how are they planning to do this, you might ask? Well, if Ike is to be believed, then the Brotherhood either created or controls everything. Things like the United Nations, the International Monetary Fund, Round
Israel,
Table, the Council on Foreign Relations, Chatham House, the Club of Rome, the Royal Institute of International
You're
Affairs.
just throwing all... I don't even know what the fuck half these things are. He's like, oh, this Little League basketball team. This Elks Club in Wisconsin.
The Trilateral Commission, and the Bilderberg Group, as well as the media, military, CIA, MI6, Mossad, scientific
Oh, there they
publications,
are.
most religious doctrine, and even the internet.
Oh, they own the internet and every religious doctrine. Sure, Jordan. Yeah, okay.
In other words, they control every aspect of our society and can make us believe what they want, when they want.
It's barely about aliens anymore, except you decided the reptilians are from... They're not only interdimensional, but they're also from another planet. Oh, I see. So if we don't find life on any of those planets, you're gonna say, well, their life is in an alternate dimension on that planet, you see. Yeah.
Before we move on, I think it's important that we now revisit Bob Dean, and a particularly interesting story that he shared during the European Exopolitics.
Oh yeah, wasn't this the guy you mentioned earlier who just was in the military and became a ufologist? And that's his only credential is he's a ufologist, which again is just a polite way of saying UFO nut. Yeah.
Summit in 2009. He described that he was attending his son's retirement ceremony from the US Navy in Washington, D.C., and at this event, there were a great deal of active and retired generals, admirals, captains, and more.
Yeah.
One particular retired Navy scientist approached him and said, "Hey, I know you. You're that retired command sergeant major who has opened..."
Shit. My connection went a dippy-doo again. God. I do think this is a RAM problem with OBS. I actually haven't updated OBS yet, so maybe I fucking should. I probably will after stream. Okay, it looks like it's back up. I don't want you guys to miss this bullshit he's spouting. Christ almighty.
Ed Balonic 111 sent a super chat. What we need now is Zach Hadel coming in and saying that's the dumbest fucking I ever heard.
That's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
At CutieAppleby123 sent a super chat. When conspiracist types say they pretty much always mean juice.
Yeah, they do. Alright, we're dipping again. I'm just gonna give it a second. I hate when this happens. No, I think I'm coming back. Now I will stop and start. Oh, it's still being bad! Alright. Oh no, my face! I forgot my face! It looks like I'm so crapping out, though. Oh, wait. I seem to be climbing. In bitrate. Come on. Stop whatever brain fart you were having. Okay. I think I might be back. This might be a RAM problem. This might be a driver problem, because my internet is fine. So I am definitely going to update OBS for tomorrow's stream, and hopefully we won't have any problems. I want to at least finish watching this video. Please, let me finish watching this video, connection. Stop it! Okay, it was dipping down again. Thank you for staying, 27 of you. We want to at least get the aliens video done with. We can do a 3-parter on this, I don't care.
Move on. I think it's important that we now revisit Bob Dean, and a particularly interesting story that he...
As a reminder, this was the military guy who became a ufologist, and that's his only credentials.
...shared during the European Exopolitics Summit in 2009. He described that he was attending his son's retirement ceremony from the US Navy in Washington, D.C., and at this event, there were a great deal of active and retired...
Damn it, it just went down into the red! We were doing so well! I just want to finish this video. No! Well, now it's back up to green. Okay, whatever.
Retired generals, admirals, captains, and more. One particular retired Navy scientist approached him and said, "Hey, I know you. You're that retired command sergeant major who has opened up about the UFOs. I have a story for you. That my last government job..."
So this is a completely like substantiated story. He has no way to verify this conversation actually happened. So why are we believing this, Jordan? He's like, oh yeah, some guy at a party. I was totally at my son's retirement party, and all these really important guys were there for my son's retirement party, because, you know, he's so important. And one of these big military guys told me a secret. I have no way of verifying this conversation actually happened. We never talked to the guy who told me this story. He has not verified it. But, just trust me, bro. Just trust me, bro. That's what this whole thing is. Just trust me, bro. I will take this super chat, though. Thank you.
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. Just got back from an eye appointment, gonna need cataract surgery in both eyes next month or in May. Wish me luck, everyone. Also,
nice.
in my 30s, which this sucks.
Well, you know what? My mother just had cataract surgery in both eyes. They did one eye at a time. And she said it wasn't so bad. They kind of sedate you for it, and she says it's kind of like, seeing colors and stuff while they're doing it. But it's very easy. Like, they basically finished with her in like an hour. You know? So I was the one driving her back and forth to the appointments. Of course, she can't drive after eye surgery. But she said it wasn't bad, you know? So don't fret too much. It's going to be a little weird, but it doesn't hurt, according to her. And it's a very easy surgery. Like, this guy does like 15 of them a day, you know? So it's like a very simple thing. My uncle also had it, and he was very pleased with his, and he told me basically what they do is they just take out, like, the cover of your eye, basically, and replace it with a synthetic one. Which is kind of interesting, you know, so, and I'm still dipping here and there, but we're at least gonna try to finish this video. We can always do I do want to eventually do all of these videos, so we can always do his transhumanism one on another night. So, these are a little boring, too, and we have the discussion stream tomorrow as well, so I don't think you guys will be disappointed if we don't do another spirit science tonight. Let's at least finish this.
Physicist at a top secret place outside of Las Vegas. And
a top secret place outside of Las Vegas. How very vague.
Working there for 5 years with two guys who were...
Oh, there were two guys. There were two guys there. He totally worked with two guys. And this unsubstantiated, unverifiable story told him at an event that no one else has substantiated or corroborated.
Two guys who were not from here. They were from somewhere else.
I worked with two guys who were total aliens, man. Just believe me.
Delightful people.
Or he's just saying this other guy said that. We have no proof this other guy even said this shit.
Us in figuring out plasma fusion.
Yeah, there were two whole guys there, Miss Jasmine. It must be true.
Equates to infinite energy forever. The man said, after a few years of working with...
Now you're talking about infinite energy? What? What? Good time for it to dip. I need internet energy right now for my, my fucking OBS. Jesus Christ. Come on, go back up. Go back up. There we go.
From somewhere else. Delightful people.
They were from somewhere else. Yeah, they were Canadian.
People supporting us in figuring out plasma fusion, which equates to...
Are you saying Jordan's an alien, Space Frog? I hope you guys can hear me right now, because I'm dipping out again. Are you saying Jordan's an alien? Two whole guys. That must prove it's true. Stop doing this bullshit again. Don't make me restart again. No. No. This is so annoying, because I thought I had this problem completely solved when I changed my hardware. And now it's happening again! It is happening again.
At DireWolf181 sent a super chat. Also got a Maple Bob Run Whopper from BK is good.
No, well, I won't eat Burger King because their patties
At
are mostly wood pulp.
DireWolf181
Oh, shit,
sent
I
a super
repeated
chat.
it!
Also got a Maple Bob Run Whopper from BK is good.
I do like maple bacon, but I'd probably make my own maple bacon burgers at home. Anyway, we seem to be doing okay right now, so yeah, alright, awesome. Let's just try to finish this goddamn video, then I'll probably finish the stream!
To infinite energy forever. The man said, after a few years of working with these guys, I approached which
I am dipping again, but we're gotta get through this, guys.
outside of Las Vegas, and I was working there for 5 years with two guys who
Two
were
guys?
not from here.
Canadians.
They were from somewhere else. Delightful people, supporting us in figuring out plasma fusion, which equates to infinite energy forever.
Okay, Space Frog, could you confirm if plasma fusion would create infinite energy? You know, something that is kind of impossible due to entropy? If plasma fusion were the secret to that, I think we would have discovered it already, right?
The man said, after a few years of working with these guys, I
These
approached
guys?
one of them and asked, okay, what do you really think of us, humans, as a species? And
So he just casually knew these guys weren't human. And he's telling all this to a guy at the guy's son's retirement party. Was he drunk? Like, this guy is just telling you, oh yeah, I just worked with these two guys who weren't human at your son's retirement party, just around other people. Why would this happen? This is such bullshit.
the alien said, well, since you've asked, we think you are a primitive, savage, and dangerous race.
Of course, the aliens think we're savage, because they think exactly like we do.
The other alien, who was listening in, then leaned in and said, and you also smell bad. And he explained that it's not really about our body.
And you smell bad. Why are you taking this story seriously? This completely unverifiable story.
Although yes, we have polluted our bodies and the earth to a wild extent, but that we also have a psychic odor about us. Our thoughts and feelings.
Guys, we're psychically stinky, according to Jordan. We're psychically stinky, and only he can help you with your psychic stank for $9.99 per class.
Are so negative that other higher species find it terribly offensive. While this story is actually kind of funny, it's also something that we should take very
It also sounds like the ramblings of a madman. Why are you taking it seriously at all?
While this story is actually kind of funny, it's also something that we should take very seriously. According to the report,
Why? There's absolutely no proof this conversation happened other than this guy saying, I totally talked to a guy high up in the military at my son's retirement party, and he told me he worked with two aliens, and they were inventing infinite energy, and they said we stink on a psychic level. Why are you taking this seriously at all?
reports and expressions from many whistleblowers. The other species who are interacting with us are actually mostly benevolent, and if we can really listen to what they have to say and do some meaningful self-reflection, it may just help us to clear out our...
Yeah, you're just replacing God with aliens. It's the aliens who are higher above us and know better, and we should listen to their wisdom, blah, 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 blah. The stream kicked you out. Oh, sorry, crowd.
own negativity. Release ourselves from any reptilian...
Oh, now it's dipping again. I had hope, but we'll at least finish this video, then I'm just gonna have to end for the night.
or other controlling influences, and put us into a
Stream was
position
fucking
to meet
goofy
some
anyway.
really cool otherworldly species.
What are Friday night streams for other than goofy shit? And I'm probably like 1 frame per second at the moment. Oh my god, I just want to finish. I think we're at the end anyway. Anybody hear me? Hello from the other side! Oh, okay, it's coming back up a bit. Yeah, that was actually the end of the video. Okay, so sorry for the abrupt ending, but I'm just gonna end stream now because of this fucking connection problem, and it's making the stream go 1 frame per minute. So this was a fun Friday stream. This is what Friday streams just are, I guess. We just kind of goof around and watch weird shit on the internet. This is my most dead-wing dorky format possible. So, that's what Fridays are gonna be. So, I don't know if we'll revisit Spirit Science next Friday. We will continue these conspiracy videos at some point, though. If something better comes up, obviously I'll do that first. I am having an Amazing Digital Circus episode discussion tomorrow, probably at 5 p.m. EST. I think that's a good time.
Wolfwin81 sent a super chat. I mean, given how the world is, we are rotten.
I mean, it's always like, oh, the higher species in the universe, aliens are basically angels, you know? It's like, it's all the same shit. Whatever. Now the connection is good, but I don't know when it's gonna die again. But yeah, so next Friday, I don't know what we're gonna do. Probably not gonna continue this right away. We might find something else to look at, but I will eventually watch all these conspiracy videos. But they're not as crazy as I was hoping. We got some laughs out of it, though. But I will catch you guys tomorrow, and hopefully my connection won't die on me. It died completely now. Yeah, okay. So hopefully my connection won't die on me tomorrow. See you then!